Yo.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Yeah.
Geek Speak, the definitive 365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish we-done whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome to the 365 Flicks podcast. That was for you, Chris. As you can tell, I'm by myself once again. Kev's by himself. Chris is not here. This is Homeless Ashes Part 4 of the mini-series, the mini-marathon, the mini-series of Homeless Ashes. Yes, we are going down on Saturday, May the 4th. Happy Star Wars Day. Extremely good omen. We are going down on Saturday to see Homeless Ashes. The cast and crew screening of Homeless Ashes is imminent. It's inbound. It's coming. It's on Saturday. I think I've already told you that. We can't wait. But what we've been doing this week, you've already had Dean Maskell. You've already had Hector Bateman. You've already had David Friedman. Tonight, we have another fantastic actor from Homeless Ashes. We have Ritchi Edwards, who plays Al in the movie. This was a great chat. I probably had a bit more fun than I expected to have. But as everybody knows, that's how we roll with this podcast. We're very loosey-goosey. We take it as it comes. We are just massive fans of what these guys are doing. This is a movie we've been following for some time. Marc Zammits' passion project of the last 4.5 to 5 years. I still cannot believe that. But man, he posted up a picture today on Twitter and Facebook of this massive, massive banner for Homeless Ashes. It looks gorgeous. I'm sorry, Mark, if you're listening. I am absolutely signing that thing. I am writing 365 Flicks somewhere on that banner. You won't see it though. It might be in your eyeball. It might not. But yeah, we're going down to see the movie. It's a hugely important film. It's subject matter of domestic violence and homelessness, obviously, and it's something that Mark's hugely passionate about. He's basically put his career, is pretty much his life, kind of on hold a little bit for this film while he's been crowdfunding, filming a block, more crowdfunding, filming another block. So, I mean, the guy has put his heart and soul into this film. It looks incredible. We've not seen the movie yet, obviously, but we've seen little bits and pieces of it. It looks great. Richard Oakes, DOP, the man is just got a vision. Like, I love the way he films things. I do really like what Richard does. Oh, interesting side note on that. Next Monday, Richard and Adam start filming Hosts, which is another their movie, which is going to be pretty damn cool as well. I think it looks great. I watched the 12-hour Dark Fableathon, and I think they're going to do really good with that. There's going to be plenty of people down there for us to speak to, plenty of people from the movie that I can't wait to see, from your up-and-comers to your already established, people from other projects like 24 Little Hours. Diane and Paul are going to be there. Can't wait to see them. That's just... We've been wanting to meet Paul and Diane for some time because Diane is a social media workhorse. She is amazing with that. And Paul, can't wait to see 24 Little Hours. That movie looks incredible. But yeah, so Ritchi Edwards came on to talk about the film, talk about his role in the film, how he got into acting and how he met Marc and how Marc brought him in. And it was cool because you don't always know something about... You don't always know everything about the people you're about to speak to. You can do as much research and much looking into people as you can, but there's certain things that you just won't know, and it comes out in the interview. And Ritchi told us about a uniqueness that he has, and it's really cool because you've got this guy who has this, and in a movie that's about these issues, and it's special on all fronts, and it can't be said enough. So yeah, just give it a listen, and I think you're going to like a lot of the stuff that he has to say. But yeah, we are 365 Flicks podcast. You can find us anywhere We are, as Chris likes to say, we are like shit in a field. You can find us on iTunes, you can find us on Spotify, you can find us on Stitcher, Satchel, any other third-party podcasting app that is out there. Just look for 365 Flicks Podcast. We have our fortnightly show, which is me and Chris just sitting shooting the breeze about movies that we love, movies that we don't love, mostly just going into little rants about certain things. Avengers Endgame review coming soon, by the way. We haven't recorded it yet, but I've got a feeling this one's going to split the podcast in half. But yeah, find us on all those places. Just look for 365 Flicks Podcast. And with all these different things, you can always rate and review these shows. It means the world to us if we get a cheeky little review or a rating. On iTunes, they do the 5-star rating. If you don't like us and you want to tell us that you don't like us, tell us. But you know what? Just give us the 5 stars anyway, and then I'll take any criticism on board that you have. That just awesome. Like, if you want to tell us that we're idiots, that's cool. But a nice cheeky little 5 stars to go along with it wouldn't go amiss. iTunes loves all that. And remember, guys, we were close. We were almost at the top of iTunes for a little while, and that was a special couple of weeks for us. It was pretty awesome. Networks. Yeah, we're on a ton of networks. Nerdly.co.uk. Phil, you are the man that looks after that. You are the man that looks after us. We love you, Phil. Nerdly.co.uk. Tangent Bowl Network. Wicked Radio Network. Weeby Geeks. Tangent Bowl Network. I think I've already just said that. Danger Entertainment Network. You'll be hearing a promo from a podcast on that network at some point of this episode. Please check that out. We love everybody over at Danger Entertainment. Geeky Antics Network, we're still on there. Yomar we aren't putting much effort into it, Yomar. You can drop us when you want, but it's awesome that you keep us there. We love that. So yeah, you can find us in all those places, but the most place you can find us is Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. 365 Flicks Pod. You'll find us in all those places. Jump in, tell us what you want to hear, tell us what you don't want to hear. Just tell us, just comment, and we'll do our best to get back to you and let you know what we think. If you've got a top 5 you want to tell us about, you've got a TV show you want us to check out, a movie you want us to revisit, just let us know. Just give us all the comments and let us know. So yeah, Homeless Ashes. Saturday, we're going down there in the BAFTA house. Can't believe this is screening at BAFTA. That's amazing. And we're going to be meeting Ritchi when we go down. We're going to be meeting Dean. Unfortunately, Hector won't be there. He's still a young man, but he is currently filming for his TV show, 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Look out for that. David Friedman's going to be down there. Lance is going to be down there. And, of course, Mark. Mark's going to be down there. And I have a feeling he's going to be like the Cheshire Cat when we see him, because this is huge for him. This is a massive, massive, monumental moment for the man. So really, really pleased to see that this is happening for him. But this interview, this is Ritchi Edwards. This is Thursday's interview. You might get one tomorrow night. I'm keeping that one under my hat as to whether or not there is one coming. But yeah, Ritchi Edwards, loved this interview. What a guy. Just listening.
When the only company you keep is an old fool, then perhaps a journey home is exactly what you should be doing. You're lucky enough to have a home to go to.
Welcome to part 4 of the Homeless Ashes, what I'm calling mini marathon. Obviously, all you guys know who've been listening to the show that Chris and I are heading down to London, the big city, on Saturday to see the cast and crew screening of a movie that we've been pushing as much as possible. A movie, Homeless Ashes, a very, very important movie. But tonight we've had Dean on, we had Hector on, and we've had David Friedman, one of the producers. But tonight we have another one of the actors from the movie. We have Ritchi Edwards. How are you, my friend?
Hey, Kevin. Thanks for having me, man. I'm absolutely brilliant. How about yourself?
Yeah, getting there. I'm getting there.
Pushing forward. Happy to hear it.
Oh yeah, man! Thanks for coming on. This is great because we're trying to get like a mixture of like cast and crew from the movie. We've had a producer on. We've had young Hector.
Yeah.
We're trying to get a whole range of people. And from what I've seen on like behind the scene photos as well, yeah, you're a big part of this movie, but you also seem to be really quite close with Marc as well. So this is it's nice to have you on for that.
I mean, it was 4 years ago when like Marc sort of approached me about the project, and it's just been amazing over time seeing it progress. And obviously, me and Marc have become closer, and obviously now I treasure him as a dear friend, you know, and he's like a brother. And obviously, to work with somebody like that it's just a gift, isn't it? Really?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, as you can tell with my co-host Chris, who I also regard in that sense, not here tonight.
Brilliant.
He's not here tonight, but you know, just
hi, Chris.
We're obviously just not as close as you guys.
Oh, you are close, darling. You're very close.
But we're going to get on to Homeless Ashes, and we're going to get on to Marc in a little bit the passion project of the last 4.5 to 5 years, which is just, I still find that crazy. I would have given up years ago. But
it's a massive journey. It's just there's been the good, you know, the bad, but it's just, I think it's a massive inspiration as well because he's kept going. He's had his vision, and he knows where he wanted to be at that end line, and he's done it. So.
Yeah, man. Even today, he posted up a picture on Twitter and Facebook with the massive big banner, which looks incredible. That poster's great. That poster's
gets you going, doesn't it? Gets you excited.
It does. It does. It's like, I do like it. I love it. So
you can have a picture next to it on Saturday, can't you?
Oh, I will be getting one next to it. I might even sign it for you guys, you know. But you know,
I'll do it. I need that. I need that in my life. Do it for me.
So anyway, why don't you make my life a little bit easier and help out our listeners as well? Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, who you are, and how you got into this crazy acting game?
The crazy business, as we call it.
Yeah.
Well, I first started out on stage when I was a lot younger on the West End.
Nice.
I played Brian Epstein, the Beatles manager.
Oh, nice.
And I was actually, for those who don't know, I was actually born with one hand.
Oh.
But I don't see it as a disability. I like to call it a uniqueness because I believe a disability it puts people in a bracket and it doesn't give them freedom. So I like to sort of call it a uniqueness. Mm-hmm. So I started on stage, and I suppose you could call it set me free as a person with my confidence, with my having my uniqueness as well. So I suppose, you know, my love for acting runs very deep. Mm-hmm. And then I progressed on to film, and then obviously spoke to Marc, and it's just gone on from there. And I've had other projects as well, which I've been blessed to be a part of. So yeah.
So going from doing like theatre stuff and on the boards and stuff like that to going into movies, is that just like a natural progression for you, or is it massively different? What's the preparation like for that?
I think the preparation is, in a way, it can be very similar, but I don't like to go in my lines too much either way, because I believe naturally the words would just come out. You shouldn't read them too much, or they're not going to slip off your tongue so well. It's not going to come out natural. I'm sort of very reserved. Like I'm a a very chatty guy, but I'm very reserved on set or backstage because I'm getting into that character.
Yeah.
So I believe stage and film they're very similar, but obviously stage is a lot more dramatic, a lot more open. You express yourself more. And obviously film, it's take two if you get it wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the main reason we've had a few guys who've done like a bit of theatre and stuff like that, and it's like how do you like just mentally, because when you go out on stage you got to nail it that first time. Obviously you've got other nights that you can go out and you can always improve your performance, but it's like you have to nail it every time you go out. Whereas on a movie or a short film or anything like that, You've
Yeah.
got multiple takes. I mean, in independent movies, obviously you don't have that many takes, but you have more of a chance and a bit more leeway.
Yeah. Yeah, the pressure's definitely on stage. I mean, I've been myself fortunate enough to not forget any of my lines. I've done what I've needed to, but there is, like you said, that extra pressure there of, you've got to do it there and then, or otherwise you've messed it up. And like you said, with film, it's take two and, have a quick break and then you do the next take,
So I guess what do you find you get what do you find you get the most sort of reward from, or the most sort of because knowing that you've only got one take, it must be a bit of a buzz when you nail it.
Oh yes, it's the greatest feeling in the world. It is the absolute greatest feeling. I'd saying about one take. So I did an action film called Hushed, which is coming out this year.
Nice.
And we did. I better not say too much, because I'll get me ear slapped. But it's we did this very particular shot in one take, and I was very pleased with it. And luckily, we got it in the can because we had to do it in one take, and we got it. And there is that pressure of certain. I don't know how to explain it. Obviously the same with on stage and on film. Sometimes in film you have to get one take in one take.
Yeah.
You just have to, and the feeling is great. It's one of the greatest feelings in the world.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I've got a little question about like sort of that a little bit later on, but so you kind of you went from the theatre. You've done a fair few short movies as well.
Yes.
What's the kind of doing short movies going into features? Was it I'm going to make some shorts and sort of like earn my stripes a little bit and then go into features, or was it just how did that come about?
Well, I sort of going back again to being a unique actor. What I wanted to do for myself and for others is to show that even if you have a uniqueness, you don't have to be limited to just being somebody that's in the background, or somebody that's just standing there. You can be a character. So I've sort of pushed myself that way, and obviously progressed onto like the short films and obviously the feature films as well.
Yeah. It's great that I mean in this day and age, there is a lot more people like sort of pushing for roles, like people with uniquenesses and everything, and that's exactly what should be happening. But it's great that you yourself are also just massively pushing yourself as well. Like, I'm going to get this out there, and I'm going to make sure people know, that kind of thing. That's awesome to hear. That is great to hear.
Don't get me all emotional now, will you?
No, that's not what I'm about. But I guess that kind of. So how did meeting Marc come about? And because Marc's a very passionate and driven man, and he very much knows who he wants and goes for who he wants. So how did your meeting come together and you come on to Homeless Ashes?
Well, it was sort of like it was 4 years ago, and obviously Marc said about he's got this project, Homeless Ashes, and obviously over time the characters changed a little bit, and then we sort of went from there, and obviously we spoke more, and we got closer and closer, and we've had, some very passionate chats between each other, talking about our passions, and his passion for this project is second to none. Yeah. And what I love about it as well, he's always been himself. He's never tried to be somebody he's not. Which unfortunately in the business it causes some people to change. But that's what I love about Marc. He's kept his head strong, and he's kept this strong head about the project, and he's obviously got it here now, and it's ready for the world to see.
Yeah, it's every time we had him on very early on the podcast. We had him on to talk about a couple of projects he was doing at the time, and then Homeless Ashes kind of came up, and it was interesting because the projects he was talking about, obviously, like there was fire and there was passion and there was like I'm really happy what I've done and all this, and there was all of that, but then the minute he started talking about Homeless Ashes was like just like this fire just came on.
Big massive fireball, lights, camera, action, and boom, on it.
I remember when we finished that first conversation and kind of turning around to Chris, because Chris was with me at the time, and I'm like, that film's going to be something. that film's really
Yeah.
going to be something. If somebody's that passionate, you know, and it's his baby, really. So I knew
Yeah.
straight away there was something special here. And back then it was just like he was just about ready to go with his first Indiegogo campaign, and he's been campaigning ever since. And so, I mean, it's obvious why people jumped onto the project and got involved.
Yeah, I think it's as well. It's a very, very powerful story, but it's not just a powerful story. It holds great awareness for obviously problems which are sadly in the world today.
Yeah, man.
Like the homeless, and it gives them a massive voice, which I think in this day and age more needs to be done. So I think this film is going to be a massive positive change for what we need in the world.
Definitely. So without going into any spoilers, any territory like that, because obviously we don't want to, and we want people to see the movie. And,
naughty.
And we're coming down to see it soon, so we want to keep it fresh for ourselves. What can you tell us about the character of Al, which is your character?
Well, my character is he's a homeless war veteran, and basically where he is, the country, it's just swallowed him and spat him back out.
Yeah.
He has to defend for himself, and without giving too much away, there's a nice moment in the film between my character and obviously Mark's, Frankie. Yeah. And I think it'll really touch people's hearts, and there's a lot of moments in the film which will, it'll open people's eyes to that this is actually a problem in the world today. And playing Al, I wanted to play this character as well to homeless war veterans that maybe see it, that it'll maybe give them that little bit of hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, without saying too much, you see him deteriorate throughout the film, and I think that's all I must be able to say right now, because Mark will slap me round the face.
When it came to doing the role, and obviously you want to do the role justice, and Mark's got this passion project there that he wants everyone to see, and it's like you need to sort of bring kind of your A game for something like this, especially for an independent as well, because so often independence it lives and dies on the character and the actor, obviously.
Yeah.
So were you able to draw on anything, or did you look into anyone or do any sort of research on someone, or was there anything you did to prepare?
I think research is a really, really vital part of obviously becoming a character. Yeah. With Al, the sort of things I drew on were darkness, basically, and that nobody cared for me. I'm on my own. There's a world out there, but I'm alone. Yeah. There's nobody's going to help me. Sort of films that I'd watch, like where there's homeless people in it. Draw from those sort of aspects really, and sort of make it my own, and just to become the character. Because the research is just one of those things that I believe an actor has to do to bring the best out in the performance.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what it's all about, isn't it? And kind of nailing it so that people see it and go, shit, that's,
Give him an Oscar, man. Come on.
Well, you're one step closer, because you're going to be screening at BAFTA, so... Oh, yes. I mean, that must be incredible. This movie that you guys have been working away on for years, and now... Yep. Yeah, it's got a screening, but it's got a screening at the BAFTA house, no less. It's no small fish.
That's not it's not something that happens every day, is it?
It's not. when he sent me the invitation, and it was like screening at the BAFTA thing, I was like, what?
Is this happening? Might I touch myself? Is this real?
I was kind of like, I thought some little mom and pop cinema around the corner or something, but
do you think it was a spam?
He's got an amazing place to show it, and rightly so, because the story does need to be seen, the story needs to be told. And then when you look at, yourself included, the cast in this movie, I don't know how he's done it.
I think he's got a big way with people. He's very friendly, and people take to him take to his kindness. And I think that's one of the really nice things about Mark. He's a genuine person, and people love that, and they want to work with somebody like that. And I think that's one of the big things that has made this film successful in a way, is how he's been and how he's carried himself, and he's just done it perfectly.
Great, man. I mean,
I'm not kissing your bum, Mark.
Yeah, you are. You want a part in the next one.
I actually have got a part in one of his next films.
Oh, what's this one? What's this one?
Big Bounty. It's a Western feature film.
Oh, yeah, he was telling us about this. We met him at MCM last year. He was helping one of his pals out one of his stalls. And he started telling us, I'm like, okay, so you're going from Homeless Ashes, you know, an important piece that needs to be told, to a big Western. Okay.
Yeah.
I
versatility.
I love the sound of it. I do love the sound of it. So, on what we were on before, when you were talking about doing like a scene that was important to you and everything, is there anything you may have seen from Homeless Ashes, maybe like hanging about on the set, or anything that you've done yourself that on the movie that was kind of like, holy shit, there's something massively special here? Was there anything you saw in particular being filmed? Obviously, no spoilers, but
well, there was aspects of it that I've actually seen in real life.
Ah, right.
Which sort of touched me. I mean, I've come across homeless people. I've been on my way to a casting before, and I stopped in my tracks and went back and bought him a water. And there's stuff like that you feel on the set, that they're alone, and obviously our characters in the movie are alone as well. So I could really relate to what was going on. And
is that? I mean, I don't want to put you in a corner here, but is that something that before working on this project you had maybe done, or is it something that working on the project has really kind of like opened your eyes to?
I've always been I'm a massive animal lover. I'm an animal rights activist, and obviously this is a massive thing as well. I've always believed that in this country the homeless need to be taken more care of.
Oh, definitely.
And obviously this project came up, and it's a perfect opportunity to be a massive voice.
Yeah.
So I couldn't say no, and obviously, you know, with Mark as well, and I'm happy I did it, and I'm, you know, extremely proud of it, and I can't wait to see the finished product.
So on that, how mega excited are you for Saturday?
I can't explain. I can't. There's no words to explain. I don't think there is any words. Let's say I've done a couple of dances around the kitchen and that sort of thing, you know, and boogied it away. And
see, I love that. This is the same sort of sentiment that we got from Dean when we spoke to when I spoke to Dean. Like, he could not wait to see this film. He's like, he basically said, I know I'm going to come out and people are going to want to punch me in the face, but I can't wait to see this movie. I can't. I literally am. I mean, with Mark, I've nearly been in tears with the excitement, with everything, and you know, it's just, you know, it brings the emotion out in you, and you know, and it's lovely with the cast as well. Everybody's done a fantastic job, and I think that all adds to the emotion as well. I kept looking every time he added like a member to the cast list, or kept on making announcements as the movie was going on, and I kept looking. I'm like, how the hell has he done this? You know. Yeah, you've got your Jason Flemings, you've got your Lou Temples, which are awesome. But then even like the British talent that are coming up that I'm seeing on the cast list, I'm just like, wow, like the likes of your Jessica Jane Staffords are in there and everything. And I'm like, these are all people that you know are going places, and they've all come together for this project. I just love it.
I think it's a massive, like you said, it's a passion project, isn't it? Everybody. Yeah. You know, believes in this sort of thing, you know, and obviously wants to be a part of it.
Definitely. So, I guess one of the questions that I've been asking everyone so far, and you can't really predict this, but it's not. The movie is sort of about domestic abuse. It's about in the household. It's about homelessness. It's not an easy sell, to be honest, especially when it's an indie film as well, which means you need to get it right. How do you think people are going to take to this movie when they do get a chance to see it?
Well, I think it will be very hard for people to watch, because it's reality. It's reality, and some people don't open their eyes to that sort of thing. And I believe Homeless Ashes could be the one that breaks the mold and gets out there, and people need to see it.
Yeah.
And then I think it'll bring a positive impact. There will be the people out there, the negatives, the naysayers.
Oh, they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Oh yeah, they are. God, they're keyboard warriors.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
We're swaying a bit here, aren't we?
I think about 3/4 of our podcast is just me yelling at the internet.
God, don't start me off when I get going. God, don't stop.
But yeah, what you were saying, yeah.
That's what I believe. People need to see this film, and I think it's really gonna touch a nerve, and I think it's gonna. How do I put it? I think it's gonna, in the homeless community and all the charities and the domestic violence. I think it's really, really, really gonna do well, and I'm not just saying that because I'm in it and my heart's in it, and obviously with Mark, I'm saying that because I believe. I have seen bits of this film, and what I've seen, wow.
Yeah. Absolutely
wow. And I think when other people see it, they'll have that same reaction, to be honest.
Amazing. Honestly, we can't wait to come down.
Can't wait to meet you guys. I'm really looking forward to you coming down.
I mean, I'm sort of like the workhorse of the show, and Chris is the one that everybody likes meeting because he's Scottish. He's got the accent. Everybody loves the accent.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Scottish accent. Yeah, you got to love the old Scots.
I'm stuck with this monotone English accent, and he's got like this really nice Scottish accent. It's horrible. I hate it. I do hate it.
So it's going to be a mixture of accents. There's going to be you, the Scot, and there's going to be the Essex accent over here, isn't there?
I love it. But yeah, we are coming down to see the movie. We can't wait to see the movie. It'll be great meeting everybody down there, yourself included. I guess from there, do you have anything sort of coming up in the future that you can tell us about? Anything you're working on or anything that's due out soon?
Well, I'd just firstly like to say a massive shout out to a friend of mine in the States, Richard Hollis.
Okay.
On Holliness, it's an app that I'm on, which you guys may want to check out.
Oh, nice.
You've got people on there like Charlie Sheen, T.I., and people like that. Some massive opportunities and things are coming from that. I've got an action movie called Hushed, which is going to be coming out this year, and I actually got to see the Golden Eye tank out of James Bond, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I was like a little kid. Trust me, I was like a little kid.
I mean, you could have said any other Bond movie, and I'd have been like, yeah, or whatever. But you went GoldenEye there.
GoldenEye. I've just gone in straight away and no.
I know.
I'll show you the pictures when I see you.
I know, hate you. So
you're going to be glaring at me, giving that evil stare when I see you, aren't you?
Honestly, that is GoldenEye right there. It's the Bond movie for me. I'm sorry. Yeah. Everybody loves Daniel Craig. I like Daniel Craig, but GoldenEye was the balls.
I think that's the one I sort of grew up with. I love Daniel Craig, but that's the sort of 90s ones that everybody loves, isn't it? The Pierce Brosnan ones. And
yeah, man. And then you had the N64 game as well. I mean, Jesus.
Oh, don't.
Growing up.
Don't. We've swayed off. My love for Bond has swayed us off your question again.
Right, so the question was, you were telling me about Hushed it was. You saw a tank.
Yeah.
The GoldenEye tank, you asshole.
Yeah, that was a good one to do. That was pretty. That was exciting. I got to do a stunt on that film as well, which was
nice.
Which is really cool. Hoping to do more with Blame soon. We've got more coming with that. So people that are following Blame, stay tuned.
Nice.
And a comedy horror, Are We Dead Yet?
See, I saw this on your IMDb, and I'm pretty sure I've seen a couple of rumblings about this film. I'm quite interested in this.
Mm-hmm. It's a well, we filmed it up. I was actually filming up Northway with it. I'm trying. I've got to be careful here as well. I'll get slapped this time.
What do you classes up north?
Manchester way.
Oh, see, I live up north.
you live up north. Do you want to claim donuts?
That was don't do that accent again.
Yeah, you're going to be telling me no, don't do that again now, aren't you, when you see me? And I'll be like, all right, mate, all right.
So what can you tell us about Are We Dead Yet without being slapped?
without being slapped. It's about a group of people who sort of go into like a mansion, and there's ghosts there.
Nice.
And I'm one of the I'm one of the ghosts. I play Stumpy, which is actually the name of my left hand, which is missing.
Dude.
So
that's great. I love I love that you use it.
You can shake him when I see you if you want. I'll go shake my hand, and then I'll just stick him out for you. You know, and you shake him.
I might decline, but I'll be nice about it.
I wouldn't do that to you. Don't worry. I wouldn't scare you off.
You should. I'll tell Chris not to listen to this, and I'll not tell him anything about it. And you should totally do that to him.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have to now, aren't I? Do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh dear. So yeah, it's just I'm looking forward to just progression and pushing forward, and you know, and the more projects that come in, and obviously the castings and that as well. And I actually had a massive cast. It was the biggest casting of my life. Mm-hmm. Game of Thrones.
Nice.
And because I can remember the whole process. That was the first massive audition that I'd properly had, and I remember the preparation process for that was just amazing, and the research you do for it. And I just think there's so many fascinating things about the world of acting. So yeah.
So I take it you didn't like. I mean, I probably should have asked this at the start, but you're sort of coming into it and learning the game and all that. I take it it's been sort of learn on the gig kind of thing for you.
Well, I mean, I sort of, as when I was on stage, I've sort of learned, and I believe as actors we'll never stop learning. There's always going to be stuff that we're going to be able to learn, and new things which will come to us, which will better us and progress us, and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Just we've had a few guys on where it's like, oh yeah, I went to drama school and I did all the classes and everything, and then we've had other guys on who are like, oh, I didn't do a lick of acting school, just went straight into it. And it's always interesting to hear the two different sort of versions of the path you take in acting. I always like hearing about that.
I think it's, you know, some people choose to do that, some people obviously choose not to do that. I believe, you know, you've got to have the talent, but obviously now it's about who you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
And it's just getting yourself out there, being yourself, being dedicated, and doing your research, doing everything that you're supposed to do. And who's to say either way? It doesn't matter if you did or you didn't. You're going to get there as long as you know you work hard, you work like a horse, and you just keep going for it.
Awesome, man. Nice little tip for everyone out there listening.
Hope you liked it, guys.
So we're gonna wrap this up now. This has been great. I've loved having you on and chatting. I could probably chat to you for another couple of hours. But is there anything that you want to pimp or throw out, or just let people know where they can find you, how any potential casters can find you, or anything like that?
Well, you can find me on IMDb, my official Facebook page. I'm mostly on Holiness, which is the new app, so that's on the App Store or Google Play, and you can find me on there, Instagram and Twitter as well. So if any of you guys want to give me a follow, I'll make sure I follow you back.
And we'll just tell everyone to follow you as well.
Just push them.
We always say, right, we're not putting out any more content until you start following these people, and you know the listeners just start dropping.
They do, don't they? It's a bit of a bugger, isn't it?
It's like, wow, I didn't think you'd call me on that.
God, dude, the love of social media.
Oh, mate, I mean, if you ever want to come on and just talk about social media, I am up for that. Because
let's do it. Let's sort it out. I'll tell you what. We can put that in our next chat when the next Homeless Ashes chat. Get that in the questions.
So, anyway, we are coming down. May the 4th. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. We are coming down to see Homeless Ashes. That's the best omen you could possibly have.
Yes.
Do you have anything you want to say to our listeners before you leave? And then we'll just end it there, my man.
Just want to say, obviously, you guys have listened in. Thank you very much for listening in. And obviously, watch out for Homeless Ashes movie. We can't wait to show you this film. It's going to be a massive eye-opener to a lot of people out there. And we hope we touch your hearts with it as well. So take care, guys. Have a lovely week, a lovely weekend. Stay happy, stay well. Peace, love, and light.
We'll get you back to your regularly scheduled podcast in just a minute. But we wanted to introduce ourselves. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake on this highly produced advertisement.
That's right. It's the History of Bad Ideas, a.k.a. Hobie. You can find us on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast and on Facebook at the History of Bad Ideas. But if you like a podcast roundtable with 3 to 5 guests, usually every week, depending on sick leave, talking about all things geek, including movies,
TV.
I ain't getting paid for this shit.
Blake bitching about something and ranting, and comic books and anything else that we can think of. We have a top 5 list every week, along with a box office news, and somehow we have listeners, so they send us some feedback we answer every week. You can find us on iTunes,
Stitcher,
Facebook,
Spotify,
and any good podcast app, because if you can't find us on that podcast app, it's not a good podcast app.
damn straight. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
So that was Ritchi, man. That was Ritchi. As you can tell, it went off the rails once or twice. It got a bit wonky, but we managed to get it back. We ended up going in on the social media. We hinted that we might. We ended up doing it, which was cool. But yeah, Ritchi was awesome. Great to have him on. When we've seen Homeless Ashes and the dust is starting to settle, we will get him back on and we'll have a chat with him more about the movie and just kind of see how he felt it landed and how he felt his role was taken in and just all that manner of things. We'll be doing stuff like that in the future once this film is nearer to release and stuff like that. We absolutely loved this interview. I can't rate Ritchi enough. He's an awesome guy to speak to. That was our first time cracking and it was like we were down the pub, so just amazing. But yeah, I'm going to let you go. Remember, you can still go on Indiegogo and help fund the festival circuit for this movie. It needs to be done. Get on there. Look for Homeless Ashes. Facebook, Twitter, look for Homeless Ashes. We're going down on Saturday. May the 4th be with you. This is going to be awesome.